And for the worst.
Okay, see, people, it is March 24th, what, day 6, City of Surrey, with the whip on my back. Obviously, I didn't get outside today because I thought I should go try and find some laundry, so you can't find toilet paper, people. So basically, I'm going to be making my own with my cotton fabric, right along with some diapers, although I did find some diapers today. It wasn't that many diapers, but I got enough for a little while, and I'm only going to use them at night. And I'm going to be making up some cloth diapers here in the next week or so, just in case.
It was a very, very difficult decision.
Because there is some crazy shit going on. Now, you see this dude? I have him on my YouTube channel. Okay? I went with ShaMay, Auntie Tisha, and a couple of other girls, and it was, you know, justice for Andre. We wanted to get Andre back because Andre was illegally, so-called wrongfully, removed from his house.
Essentially, what we're doing now.
And this dude was not in Parliament at the time. The BC Liberal government was in Parliament, not the NDP. Well, he's in government now. He is the government now. He's in Parliament now. And I've spoken to this dude personally.
Ordered and proposed by Dr. Henry. So we all have a role in that. For what's happened in our hospital system over the last 2 weeks is unprecedented. I don't think we've ever seen these levels of occupancy, which means these low levels
in ICU ward hooked up to ventilating machines. People, think of ShaMay. Think of ShaMay Chorney, okay? Hooked up to a fake ventilating machine with her body embalmed.
All the work being done in virtual health, all the work being done by people.
How many dead bodies being embalmed right now? With their money being stolen from them, right? With fucking actors in the healthcare system, with their fake machines. Okay? Because there's something else going on here. It's not about the coronavirus. Let me tell you something. Hold on a minute.
Shows that there is not just a growth here, but there is a growth and a diminution that can happen if we continue to do our work. But for the next little while.
So they got 20 people hooked up at the fucking machines in the ICU ward at the Surrey Memorial Hospital with 5 of them dead bodies embalmed. As they're fucking with the families, telling their family members that they're really, really sick and we're looking after them really, really well. But sign here. Sign here, people.
Next question.
Dad signed here. Dad passed away in the middle of the night before he fucking died. He signed here. I know you weren't here to see it, but we were.
I think that the physical distancing is working. Do you anticipate making
wait till I talk to you about this social distancing crap. I went out fucking shopping. Wait till I tell you.
Not around that, and yes, I do think
the government should be ashamed of itself. What they're doing to the public right now.
In Canada about locking down, what we've done is essentially that, and it's taken some time for people to get their heads around that and to understand why we're doing this, and we're seeing
because it's a money grab, people.
We won't see progress
it's a fucking
in the numbers
money
for
grab.
a period of time, so we're still seeing increasing numbers of people being infected by this. But I am watching very carefully because what we have done in the last week,
they're harvesting organs.
Is going to make a huge difference.
They're harvesting old people's pension plans.
So that's
their superannuation life insurance policies. Okay. They're fucking assets. They're houses, people. They're harvesting the houses, people. They're going either through the Guardianship Act, the Patient Property Act, the Power of Attorney Act, okay? Or they're doing it like Eleanor Gilding, like what she did with Uncle John, and just bypassed all those fucking acts and pulled in a senior union staff member card, and then took some of that money that she stole from Uncle John and paid off the corrupt fucking union workers that work in the healthcare system that like to put dead bodies on machines after they've embalmed them and took out their organs. And this is what these people are protecting.
Tested positive, I think I heard today it was something like 16 out of 47 or something.
Okay. Now, the other thing I want to say here, all right, if you notice, go on YouTube and all you see All you see, people, is fucking news stations reporting on the coronavirus, scaring the shit off of everybody, right? All you see are government officials from state to state, from province to province, from fucking federal government to provincial or state government, talking about this fucking social distancing crap that's making everybody miserable and mean and paranoid and rude. I just went grocery shopping for 3 hours. I went to 3 different stores. One, I went back and got eggs because the other ones didn't have eggs. Well, Canadian Tire doesn't have eggs, but they didn't have much in there either.
Oh no.
I was lucky enough to buy, what do you call it? Cat food. It's a good thing I have shit here to make cat food, because there wasn't that much cat food to choose from. There was no dish soap. There was hardly any laundry soap. That's all I went in for, right? And I'm telling you, people, the major food stores out here are now 2/3 empty. 2/3. I am so glad that I have been doing food prep all these years. And I only went out basically just to stock up on things because when winter comes, my son doesn't necessarily work for about a 5-week period, right? Because of winter, right? Because he's a tree cutter. So I told him, you know, you're not working, you're not making no money, whatever, that's fine. You can go into the deep freeze and you help yourself, because I kind of want to clear out that shit now. Well, in one hand, I don't regret it. On the other hand, I kind of do, because half the meat in every store was gone that I was in today, right? But I still have food, so I'm okay. I got canned meat, right? Different kinds, tons of canned fish, different kinds, you know, and I've got frozen meat of different kinds, and I bought a little extra today, not much. I'll show you tomorrow with the next video, because I'm going to break them up into packets, and I'm going to freeze them, because at the rate that we're going, I'm going to include a link to this other person that does videos, and, you know, he kind of put it in fucking perspective. What our governments right across the board is they're bringing the economy down to Venezuela within a month. And they're using a fucking virus as the excuse to crash the economy, as the money laundering continues to occur through the housing market, through fucking fentanyl sales, illegal organ harvesting, and stealing old people's assets, people. Uncle John was the tip of the iceberg. He was the warning as to what is happening now. Because if you notice, it's the old people. Well, it's always been the old people. Old people get sick, they go to the fucking hospital. Next thing you know, they're in a temporary care facility and they're not let out. I have told you this, people, when Uncle John was taken. There was people at the old Yale Center temporary care ward who were not allowed to go home. They were not allowed to go home. They were being forced to sell their houses, people, and then go into long-term care, because you had senior fucking union staff with all the grunt workers that came in from all these fucking countries, okay? Because they don't balk at the government in terms of, well, I'm just a cleaning staff, you know, or an assistant to a nurse. So because I'm an assistant to a nurse, I don't get full benefit packages, in part because I came in on a working visa, whereas if they would have fucking educated ShaMay and made her a nurse like she wanted to be, like she deserved to be, they would have had to fucking put her on with full benefits, people. But not with these fucking immigrants coming in on the fucking airplane or on the boat who can't speak English, but yet make the rules for these old people that are being locked up. My kids witnessed it. I witnessed it. Little old lady can't go home. Made to sit in a fucking diaper. Right? Because the cleaning staff and the nurses' assistants were so busy and overworked because the government doesn't provide enough fucking workers and enough fucking money on their paychecks in order to help the elderly actually sit on a fucking toilet. So it was my kids going in to visit Uncle John, helping that little old lady to the washroom. ShaMay helped that little old lady onto the toilet. Tisha helped that little old lady onto the toilet. Tisha, Marcaine, ShaMay helped Uncle John onto the toilet. Well, all those fucking 95% fucking workers who couldn't speak English, if at all, were just running around feeling sorry for themselves that the government wasn't giving them enough fucking payment on their work that they do, as they were refusing to let those old people go home. John's fucking roommate was in that place for 6 fucking months. They were switching him between fucking floors. You know why they kept him? Because he hadn't sold his house yet. They weren't releasing him, people, until he sold his house. And they weren't fucking releasing him. What they were doing is they were going to recoup their money, right, in terms of $32 a day for every fucking day that they were at that stupid Yale Road Center, that old man, right? He had to pay $32 a fucking day for 6 months that he was there and counting every day, and then turn around and go pay for fucking old folks' home after he sold his house because they refused to let him go home. And he was helpless because there are no lawyers in there helping these old people. That's why Eleanor took fucking John just like that as soon as I did that fucking video with Uncle John talking about getting Paul, the lawyer. As soon as she seen that fucking video, she went in there 2 fucking days later after those stupid social workers were running around accusing me of this and accusing me of that. And they fucking doped him up and put him in a fucking hammock. And then they put him in the bowels of a fucking ferry and immediately took him to an emergency room and then made the taxpayers pay another fucking 4 months of John sitting up in the fucking Victoria General Hospital all doped up so he can't get up and walk out as they're calling security on my kids as he's saying, no, I want to see the kids, all to steal his money, people. This is what's going on. Okay? It's a fucking money grab. All these old people, it's a fucking money grab. They only need 10%. And we already know that they're harvesting organs illegally and embalming bodies illegally. So for their ICU ward, I'm pretty sure they got 5 dead bodies hooked up to fucking machines out of 20 fucking bodies as they're faking the funk with the families so that they can figure out a way to steal the assets of those dead people hooked up to ventilators as the Lucys and the Dr. Goulds are running around saying, oh, don't worry, we're looking after them really, really well. They're really, really sick, but, you know, you can see they're on a ventilator, so they must be alive. We're the doctor, you can believe us. Until the family wakes up and realizes that whatever fucking assets that dead person had is gone. Because Dad just suddenly woke up in the middle of the night when no fucking family member was around and put his John Henry over there so these bastards can fucking steal it. If they're not taking the organs. And they're either eating this shit or they're selling them on the black market. As they're scaring the public. I go out to the grocery store. I'm going to upload this, and then when I start going into my bags, I'm going to show you what I bought to prepare for Venezuela. to hit fucking British Columbia, Canada, right? As I got the city of Surrey's whip on my back on that 25-day fucking countdown, right? As they come in and what? Force me to work outside, right? Doesn't matter the fucking weather. Doesn't matter the fucking reason. Just as long as they can fucking bully you and get you to submit. You know? Act like fucking dirty cops. Look like fucking dirty cops. Fucking smell like dirty fucking cops. Okay? Partner up with dirty cops. Okay? Only a dirty cop would make someone like me right now at this point in time in life to go outside and fucking work in a yard that I've been working in for 10 fucking years. Huh? So what, they can hook me up to some ICU machine ventilator and say, oh, don't worry, we're looking after your mom really fucking well. Tisha's all worried. Go and wash the screwdrivers. Right? There's a fucking guy walking down the road. I said, take these bikes, you want them, you met over second. He goes, yeah, obviously it looks like he might be a little homeless, whatever, you know? And it's like, even he's moving back. And I'm like, she comes and says, did you wash those? Because he asked if he could borrow a screwdriver. So, you know, pull out the can, let him pick through it, you know, and then she comes in today and says, Mom, you should wash those screwdrivers. I say, excuse me? Why? Oh, because he was touching them. Like, give your head a fucking shake. That dude was more afraid of me than I was of him because he himself, even though he's fucking homeless, doesn't want to get the big bad coronavirus. Even though his government doesn't give a fucking jack shit about him as to where he goes. Okay? They released Sierra. Guess what? Sierra beeline back here, but I fucking sent her away. Okay? Because I just don't have the energy for it, people. They'll hand you a hamburger through a drive-through, as if you're not going to get the fucking coronavirus from a drive-through. Like, think about it. Huh. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I bought just to top off in the event of, you know, we go into full fucking martial law in Canada. It's already happening in the United States, but the thing is, you can't find those videos with people talking about being locked up in their houses with no fucking access to food because they didn't have 10 years to prepare for what we're currently facing right now. And this is just a test run, people. This is just a fucking test run. This was planned. All these governments, they fucking know. They're all jumping on in the bandwagon with the same fucking lingo here and listening to the same fucking siren. It's all the same fucking, it's like they're cloned to each other to say the same shit. This has been planned for years. This is why, this is, what is it called? A false flag. This is called a false fucking flag. Okay? And it's making people fucking paranoid. Okay? I went back, did my run. I managed, I'll show you what I got. So I'm feeling okay. The only thing I don't have is a fucking gun to protect my family and my house from fucking somebody coming in trying to raid it when it gets real tough. But outside of that, I got my swords, but I don't have a fucking gun. So I got wood. I can board up my windows. I can lock myself in that way. But yeah, no, I go back to Safeway because I can't find no fucking eggs anywhere or whatever, right? And so anyway, I came in and they just happened to get a shipment. So they're stocking up the eggs, but you're only allowed 2 cartons, right? So I'm like, going to go get this carton, and the woman who's stacking the fucking eggs started freaking out, telling me to back off. And I'm like, are you listening to the way you're talking to me? Back off. Yeah, social distance. And I'm like, you're nuts. You're fucking nuts. These governments have got everybody so fucking paranoid, it's pathetic. She got so fucking rude to me. I said, you know, you're fucking stupid. Like, you're so fucking stupid. You got people walking like this all through the fucking grocery store, touching this, touching this. You think by me coming and grabbing 2 fucking cartons of eggs is going to infect you with the coronavirus when I'm sitting at home working in my fucking yard to appease a fucking corrupt city? Okay, if anyone's at risk, it's me, people. And then they feed you these killer fucking cigarettes that they just brought in like a month ago. Killer fucking cigarettes that they just brought in a month ago. I wonder why. I wonder why, people. Anyway, I'm raging because I can't believe how fucking rude people are out in the fucking grocery store and places like that. All fucking paranoid. As one store wouldn't let me in until customers leave because they were only allowed to have 5 people at a time shopping. I said, you gotta be nuts. So I had to stand outside and wait until somebody left. And I said, well, can I go in now? It was one of those little Punjabi stores, that one of my favorite ones I told you about if you need. And yes, I did buy chickpeas, people. I'll show you what I bought. And I bought my, you'll see what I bought. But everybody's fucking paranoid, right? And then when I went to go pay for those eggs, and, I got a few other little things, there was another guy that was like, like fucking standing way back. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, what's the matter with you? Oh, well, I'm like, you're stupid. I'm just touching everything, and you're just gonna come right behind me. You think 6 feet fucking standing back is gonna protect you from what is supposedly gonna kill you? Even though when you listen to these politicians, they'll tell you, oh, don't worry though, the vast majority of people who get coronavirus, they don't really, suffer from it. Just a few. We won't talk about the 50,000 people that died from the flu last year. We won't talk about the 65,000 people who died from the flu the year before that. We sure the hell won't talk about the 80,000 people that die every fucking year from fentanyl, right? Because, it gives us an opportunity to hook up dead bodies to machines, take out their organs, play them off as being alive, so we can put that cash infusion into our hospital systems and fuck with families' heads and steal money. We won't talk about any of that, people. We're just going to talk about some mysterious virus that suddenly popped out of fucking bat soup as if... I'm telling you, energy weapons are real. Okay? Where did that come from? How do we know that some of these people aren't being fucking zapped? Okay? I have documentation on my fucking YouTube channel that energies are real. Project Bluebeam is real. How do we know that some of these people aren't dying from this shit in terms of energy weapons compared to fucking the coronavirus? Okay? We don't know. Because you can't trust the healthcare system. And that is the point. ShaMay shows the way. You can't trust the healthcare system, people. They are a public union sector on a fucking money grab by any means necessary. If they're not stealing money from old people and their assets, they're stealing the fucking organs from the young people who are being murdered as the public union sector purposely covers it up. And because people are starting to wake up to smell the fucking coffee as to the corruption in the criminal fucking organization embedded right into our governments, what does the government do? It brings in a fucking pandemic. A man-made fucking, it's a pandemic. Everything's on lockdown. Hate your neighbor. Don't talk to the homeless people. They're dangerous. Don't stand by the eggs and interrupt with them putting their fucking egg back into the, shelves because you might catch coronavirus, or better yet, they'll get it from you. Stand back. And it hasn't even started yet, people. The cashiers I was coming into contact with, hey, Thumbs up to all those cashiers not wearing masks, not complaining, not doing their fucking, not like doing their job. They're doing their job. They're not complaining, right? They're not all fucking freaked out and paranoid and all this other shit. You know what they were saying? People are rude. People are rude. It is not even a crisis yet. It's just a money grab, people. That's all it is. For every old person that dies, they lose their assets. And I'm telling you, when it was time for Joan to go, they shut off the water.